Good morning, people of the world. We're going to continue our discussion of love and hate. And again, I reiterate, I studied the First John in the New Testament for 3.5 months. And First John has a lot to say about love and hate. What I did was I looked into the Greek word that's used for love and the Greek word used for hate and all the instances of love, the many different forms and verb conjugations and uses of the noun verb of love in Greek. Of course, everybody knows there's three words for love in the Greek. At least many people are aware of that and told about it. There's agape, uh, phila, and or filio, and eros. And in First John, all the uses of love stem from agape, except for one, filio. That we, when it's used a filio, we owe brotherly love to everyone. The debt that we owe is brotherly love to everyone. The meaning of love in First John is to esteem someone and to pay high regard to them and to treat them with respect and kindness and tenderness that you would definitely give yourself. That the way it's just stems from what Jesus taught. The way we treat people, we would treat people and relate to other people the way we want people to relate to us. For instance, I like to greet people in the public and everyone to greet me back. So that's a form of love, to say hello to everyone. But there's a lot of people in the world who will not return a friendly public greeting in kind. They will ignore it and keep on walking. So that's not love. We have a lot of fear in our heart, and First John talks about fear as well. There are a lot of people who will not return kindness and return an offering of love, such as an act of kindness, because they're filled with fear. And there's many reasons for the fear. It can be something that's happened to them that's traumatic, to ruin their trust in other people. Someone who is close to them, whether it be childhood or in adulthood, that has traumatized them in some way. It can erode their trust. And for other reasons that people be filled with fears because of what they're taught as throughout their life from childhood. It can come from the home and or the neighborhood in which they grew up in and even currently live in, that fosters and nurtures this sense and ideology of fear, to have a lack of trust in other people. This is something I meditated on in the last 7 days, as well as sharing it with someone at a part-time job that I work. Fear keeps us from what is good. The good things that can happen to us in our life can hold us back from something better and something that's good. I got a lot of examples. I'm different than most people. I have always been one to uproot and move somewhere else. I've done that a lot in my life, in my adult life. I will get up and change locations and move, change jobs. And I've not experienced fear. I've been deployed to Iraq twice. There's not been a time that when I was in Iraq that I was fearful for my life. I did not experience fear that most other soldiers experienced. And my ability to uproot and move and change locations, change jobs, change careers. I was not crippled by fear. And now I'm at a place where God has richly blessed me. And a co-worker was experiencing fear to change jobs, even though the job would be so much better for her emotionally and for her family. And I watched a video, cartoon made by Torchlighters, and it was about, you can check out Torchlighters on YouTube. They got a cartoon about Harriet Tubman, and she was not crippled by fear. Harriet Tubman was able to resist fear and leave her family behind, leave her parents behind, and make it to the promised land in Pennsylvania. And she was so full of faith in God that she was not able to be crippled by fear to keep her from going back again and again to free 300 slaves. And she was even successful in freeing her own parents. But there was a prayer in Torchlighters cartoon that she prayed at the very just before she escaped the slave plantation the first time is, Lord, why does it come that we have to choose between faith and family? And that's something that Jesus taught us well, that we have to love him more. Yes, love. We have to love Jesus more than our family. We have to love Jesus more than our neighborhood. We have to love Jesus more than our friends. We have to love Jesus more than our culture. If we're going to follow Jesus, we have to love him so much that we're willing to forsake our culture and forsake our friends and family to do what God has told us to do. And I was inspired by Harriet Tubman's story in that, and I was able to reflect on my own life. So today, about love and hate has a lot to do with fear. So I challenge you today, I confront you today to overcome your fear. Don't let your fear hold you back from doing what God told you to do. Don't let your loyalty to your family and your friends, don't let your loyalty to your culture stop you and hinder you and keep you back from doing what God told you to do. And that involves love. Our love has to be so great that our love frees not only ourselves, but our love will free our family. Our love will bring freedom to our friends too. So if our love is greater than our fear, the result is eventual freedom for so many more people. Thank you. That ends today's discussion about love and hate. Overcome your fear. And don't let fear hold you back from what's so much better. Let love be stronger and faith be stronger than fear.